One of the most important things you can do for productivity from your orchard trees, whether it's peaches or plums or pears or apples or whatever you might happen to have, is to properly prune them and to properly space out the branches to really let air and to let sunlight down into the inside area of the tree to get as much energy into that tree as you possibly can. In this video, I'm going to talk about what I'm presently... Are they screwing each other back there? Thought I heard chickens screwing each other behind me. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what I'm presently doing in order to space out my branches in a way that is a lot more stable than what I used to do. Hey everybody, this is Praxis. In this video, I want to show you what I do presently to space out all the branches on my fruit trees. I've got peach trees here, pear trees here, and these right here are apple trees. In the past, what I had done, and I actually made a video on it because I thought it was kind of clever, is whenever I would trim off branches from whatever tree I was pruning, I would use these branches to be the spacers for kind of splaying out the limbs. Oftentimes there's these little sort of Y splits at the top, and then I would take a knife and I'd kind of at down to the bottom. And that worked okay, and I thought it was kind of a clever idea about how to create spacers because you're creating them out of the tree itself. But, at least my experience was that, those were okay for a few months, but then we had like some windstorms and they all got blown out of the trees. So I don't really do that anymore, and now what I do is I use thin pieces of scrap wood to create little spacers. And the way that I do that is I just use this little, what is this called? Oscillating saw, to make a little notch in one end. I'll do that now. Okay, that gives me one notch on this end. And what I'll tend to do is I'll size these for whatever tree I'm working with. If you buy these things commercially, I've never bought them commercially, but I presume they come in different lengths because sometimes you need shorter ones, sometimes you need longer ones. I just make mine custom for whatever application I am working with. What I'm going to be working on right now is this limb right here. Different fruit trees, there's recommendations about different kind of spacings that are ideal in terms of what kind of an angle, space off from the trunk you usually want. Usually they are kind of somewhere around 60 degrees or so, which is, if you think of if the branch is straight up, that's 0 degrees. If it's flat down horizontal, that's 90 degrees. So 60 degrees is kind of like 2/3 of the way down. And this one here, I think I can push down a little bit. This is an awful lot thicker than they really should be when you're doing this kind of process. It's a lot easier to do it when they're thinner, but I was lazy and I didn't do a lot of these trees, so I'm trying to space them out a little bit now. So I'm going to push down on this branch and push up on this branch to kind of spread these guys out. So I'm going to get a rough size here about how far I want this thing pushed down. Right about there. Making a little note on my board. Then using the oscillating saw to do the cut. There we go. Ideally, these things would be a little bit more rounded, I think, but it's a heck of a lot easier to just cut in from both sides. And I haven't really found there to be any real trouble with, wearing against the trees yet. Although, like most things I do, it's a work in progress. I'm learning as I go. But in the past couple of years that I've been doing this, these seem like they are totally fine. So I'm going to wedge that up there. And there we go. It's a little bit extra spacing. I probably put another like 3, maybe 4 inches of spacing on that thing down there. When I'm putting these on there, I'll usually find that the easiest place to do it is if I can find a place where there's like a branch coming out that I can kind of shove my brace up against, or some kind of imperfection or a little twig coming out of the side of a branch. Otherwise, they can kind of slip out if it's just on smooth wood, so I'll try to locate areas where I can kind of wedge it between a couple branches. But I've been doing these for more than a year, and these things, yeah, they still occasionally fall off of the tree, if we have a really strong windstorm, but they're a heck of a lot better than the earlier version I made out of just like kind of random sticks that I trimmed off. And it's not a big deal to occasionally pick a few up off the ground and kind of actually even reassess where you may want to put them, because at some point when they fall out, that's oftentimes because the branches aren't really trying to spring back together anymore, and the spacer has actually done the job, and maybe it is time to move that to a different place. I hope you found this video helpful, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe for new videos all the time, and if you'd like to support this channel, you can do so either through Patreon or PayPal.